Um, Angourie, what was it about this script that made you want to become involved?
I think well when I read the script for Finding Emily, I had something else on later that day and I kind of gave myself 30 pages to kind of read it and I ended up reading the whole thing. I loved it so much. I thought it was such a funny concept, but I also really loved how the story was really rooted in time and place. Like it was very specifically
Hmm.
in Manchester and about music. And um, I loved how it felt like a rom-com and a coming of age story all in one.
Right. Now, Emily Rain is very interior character. She's observing everything, analyzing, processing, trying to figure out her whole idea for her thesis. What was the key for you to finding her intellectual and emotional center?
I think a big part of it for me was just like sort of reading books about
Mm.
love in the way that she would have for her degree. She's a psychology student. She has this very analytical take on love. And I think also understanding that I guess when does she tell the truth and when does she kind of
Mm.
lie? And I think what's really interesting about her first meeting with Owen is that she's trying to convince him to let her help him find Emily. And she's
Right.
got her ulterior motive. She thinks he could be great. I could write my dissertation on him. And she's trying to convince him. And the thing that actually convinces him is when she tells him the truth, which is she says, the truth is, I would want somebody to do this for me. And I think that is the key to her is that behind all of this cynicism, she's built this up because she's been burnt before. And the reason why she likes Owen and she recognizes something in him is that she is like that too. She would want somebody to go on this wild hunt to find her. So um, I think that's the key to her.
I think that she sort of also recognizes that Owen is sort of in love with Emily almost as a concept more than the actual person. Do you think that she thought that she could help him with that, or do you think that she was a little bit cynical and just thought that she'd be there and see what happened?
I think she genuinely thinks that she can help Owen. And I think also part of it is she's like, I think for her, it's like if she can help Owen, she can help herself. Like
Mm.
it really is an internal conflict for her as well. It's do I let go of all of my own kind of inhibitions and allow myself to be vulnerable, or do I continue to intellectualize and therefore protect myself from getting hurt? You're probably going to get hurt anyway. So I think, um, yeah, I think that's what it is.
Well, Owen goes to some really extreme lengths to find Emily. Do you what is the most charming or most alarming romantic gesture you've ever heard of somebody doing?
I've ever heard of. Oh
Yeah.
gosh. I mean, there are so many nice things. I have a friend who she and her partner they celebrate each anniversary and they each like they get each other a gift that is themed to the how like year one is like paper and year two is fabric or cotton or something. So each year they get each other a gift that is like themed around the anniversary like theme. I don't know what else it's called. You know how 25 is like silver and
Sure,
yeah.
absolutely.
So they do that. It's really nice.
Well, another question that's sort of asked in this film is at what point does romantic interest turn into something a little bit spookier or more invasive? When do you think somebody is crossing the line?
I mean, I think that is personal and specific, and I think we see that
Mm.
in the film. I think the film explores that is that Emily says to Owen, "I would want somebody to do this for me," but you see the reactions of so many other people, and they think he's weird or like he's not doing the right thing, and there are some girls who say, I love this, like, this is what I want. And, when will somebody do this for me? And then other girls are like, I hate this. Like it really just, I think, depends. And I think that's what the film explores so well is that it takes you behind the scenes as well, you know. You see the outcome and you see how everybody responds to it. And then you also go into Owen's internal world and kind of, you know, like, what does he deal with as a result
Hmm.
of
Now, your Emily is writing a thesis on the futility of romantic attachment. How did you balance her intellectual skepticism with the emotional vulnerability that creeps in?
I mean, it's all in the script, which I love. Like, there's
Mm,
such a great balance. I think my favorite thing to play is when a character says one thing and they are clearly feeling the exact opposite.
right.
Um, and I love how, like, you know, Emily is hiding her true self from so many people in this film, but
Mm,
somebody who really, really sees her as her best friend, Anna. And I love their relationship. And I think that, you know, when Emily is struggling to be truly vulnerable with Owen or with Tristan, this other boy who's sort of circling, she is able to be vulnerable with her best friend Anna, or Anna doesn't give her a choice. Anna says to Emily, you know, she reads her exactly. She's like, you can't hide from me. Like, I know exactly who you are and what you're doing. Um,
right.
so I love that friendship. I think that brings a lot of vulnerability to Emily.
Now, did you come up with a backstory about why Emily Rain was so skeptical about romantic involvement?
Well, it's in there. I mean, she has had this previous relationship with Tristan at the university, and um, it's, I guess you might call it a situationship nowadays. And
Hmm.
she took all these big swings and like kind of gave her heart to him, and he just didn't really get it. And I think, and that's why she was like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore, and this has caused me too much pain, so I'm going to be different.
Now, Spike's character is so rooted in longing and uncertainty, while your character is trying to remain in control, but has some real inner doubts. What was it like to work with him and sort of do that dichotomy on screen?
I loved working with Spike so much. He's a fantastic performer, a great person to be around, just like full of energy and life, and so much of his like little improvised moments are in the film. Like he has created such a dynamic character. Um, and I think like, you know, we work in very different ways as well. Like I am definitely more um, I'm somebody who writes things down and kind of takes that kind of approach to uh, getting into character. And Spike is very much like he had his music that he was listening to, and um, he's he's very like kind of he's just got this great like crackling sense of energy. So I loved working with him a lot. Yeah.
The Manchester University nightlife is a big part of it, like you said. What was it like filming there, and how do you feel that the environment sort of becomes a character in the film?
I love Manchester so much. I think it's an incredible city. And I had the best time. Like um Manchester is a character in the film. It was written that way, and I think you really see it. And I think we all felt it too, being there, spending time there. We would be filming scenes about students being out on a night out, and then students on a night out would walk past and sort of try and see what we were doing. So it was, yeah, it was so immersive and I just loved it.
Now, the film is very aware of modern dating culture, how, like, say, something that would have work in a 90s rom-com may now backfire. How did that generational shift inform your approach?
I think like this film is very conscious of how we think about love because of those rom-coms. And I love the balance that it strikes. That there's a reason why we love those rom-coms because they give us a language of how to kind of express how we feel about something, and they inspire us to be bolder and to take the risk, you know. Um, and at the same time, yeah, things have changed in the dating world, but also the feelings are always going to be the same. And I think about that a lot with, you know, classic literature as well. Like the context is different, but the feelings remain the same. We all know how it feels to be rejected or how it feels to like put your heart out there and have someone actually hold it and take care of it. So the context changes, but I think there's a reason why we keep telling love stories. I think we continually need to be reminded of how to take care of each other, how to say how we feel.
Do you have any special favorite romantic comedies that sort of inspired you when you were making this film?
I think When Harry Met Sally is a huge inspiration. I think that is,
Okay.
you know, that's a blueprint of romantic comedy. Also because you see how the two characters um, grow with each other across the years, and I love that.
Mhm.
And I know it was an inspiration for Alicia too while she was directing.
Right.
So yeah, that's a big one.
Well, speaking of Alicia, the film was both written and directed by women. So, how do you feel that that fact sort of changed the energy of the film, both on set and in the finished product?
There's probably something kind of indefinable and probably some things that are definable. I think for me, I it is kind of a happy accident that there are projects that I'm attracted to because of the material or because of the director, and um it just happens to be women. And I don't think that's an accident, but it's like it's not like I'm particularly seeking that. It's just like I am interested in how women tell stories. I think that is interesting. Um, and so with Alicia, it's no different. And I think she's a fantastic filmmaker, and I love her work. And I beyond like the finished product of the film, being with her on set was just incredible. She had such a great demeanor on set, and like being with her there, like this is her debut feature, and on set it did not feel like that.
Now, throughout your career, you've jumped through different genres. You've done things like rom-coms, thrillers, musicals, prestige dramas. Is there a genre that you feel most at home with, or do you prefer the challenge of sort of switching gears with different characters and projects?
I like doing it all, really. I mean, I like kind of doing one and one, I think is always fun, like
Hmm.
to do something happy and then to do something sad. Um,
Yeah.
I probably feel most comfortable in drama because yeah, I've mostly done drama, so maybe
All
that.
right.
But I love comedy and I love romance and I love it all.
Okay, well, I mean, like you said, you've done different types of things like Mayor of Easttown or Mean Girls, or The Last Thing He Told Me. How do you feel your approach to character has evolved over the years?
I think when I was a kid, I would just go in and kind of play myself in a way. I mean, I think
Mm,
every character becomes a version of yourself eventually, but um, you know, I wasn't particularly conscious of a craft, I think.
right.
And I think that's because children, like as children and young people, like kids are very unself-conscious, and I think that is what you want to be a good actor is to be completely unself-conscious. So I think the way my process has evolved is kind of adding pieces to my process to, I guess, find the trust in myself that I had when I was that age. You know, I don't know
Sure.
how you lose it, but I think, you know, you as you get older, you get exposed to different vulnerabilities um and I think like yeah, it's just about getting back to that place of feeling totally secure and unself-conscious.
And now you've worked in both big studio films and intermid character pieces. Does the preparation change depending on the scope of the actual film?
I
Like,
think it does. I think for me the preparation doesn't change, but maybe the preparation um maybe it changes how much is shared with the team or how much the team shares with me. You know, on a major movie production, you know, everybody's dealing with all of their preparation, and you maybe don't have as much time to like share that with the creatives at the top. And then on a smaller movie, you do have that time sometimes. So But for me personally, I don't think the preparation changes.
Is there a type of role that you've always wanted to play, but you haven't gotten a chance to do yet?
Yeah, I want to play a rock star. I think that'd be fun.
Well, hopefully you'll do that. You'll get that real soon. Okay, just one last question. If you could give Emily Rain one piece of advice, what would you tell her?
I would tell her, mm, I would tell her just go for it.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for talking with me, and best of luck with the movie. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much. It was great to chat.
Thank you.